Every single shot that Indiana made, you countered. You made shots. This is your 5th win in a row. I mean, what does it say about mental toughness to come in a place like this and continue to match shots?
Well, you know, we played with great composure all year, I think, especially on the road. We do a great job of sharing the basketball and understanding how to break the defense down and move the ball. We got great looks at it. Now, Pete made 2 huge shots, no question about that. But he was open. He wasn't afraid to take it. Our guys play with supreme confidence on offense, and that's how we won.
I'm sure you're aware he had 5 first-half turnovers, but you didn't yank him. You didn't.
No, the only time I took him out really was when I thought he was fatigued. Like, other than that, you know, I wanted to play him. You know, we're a better team when he's out there, and I'm really proud of the way he came back.
Gabe played one of his better games. He had the one sequence where he blocked a shot, the one in, and got the one-handed put back for a dunk on the other. That's just his athleticism in a nutshell right there.
It is, you know, and when you're playing a team like Indiana's got such excellent drivers, you got to have somebody at the rim to protect, and he made a couple of big plays there.
Defense was as much a part of the victory as anything. Last year it was up and down. This year you guys really held them. You contested shots and did that throughout. Was obviously that was part of the plan, but the execution part of it seemed to be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I thought, you know, we shot a pretty good percentage. You know, we're just under 46 isn't bad. You know, we moved the ball. So it's harder to run on Mace, although they do a really good job of it. But we've made a concerted effort to sprint back, get the ball under control, locate shooters, and, you know, they still made 10. They're a really good three-point shooting team.
Kind of a bigger picture question for you, but Clemens could have, I mean, done after last year, couldn't he? I mean, he was disappointed with the way it went, and maybe things weren't working out exactly like he hoped, but was that all on him staying with it and becoming an integral part of this team?
I don't think it was. I mean, I think what it is an example of a guy who's got tremendous maturity. You know, if you know him, you know, I think a lot of people were more surprised than I was that he came back. He's a competitor. He knows what he's capable of. He got in better shape, and he went after it. And, you know, I think as a coach, you can't be more proud of a guy that respects competition and puts himself in a position to enjoy the kind of year that he's had.
Speaking of Clemens, Zeisloft hit a 3. I think he cut the lead to 5, and then he came right back and hit a 3 himself. And he was on the court for a lot of the second half.
Yeah, Mike was in foul trouble. You know, a lot of times we like to play them both together, as you know, but I'm very comfortable if Mike's out, you know, playing Clemens in. He was great. His decision making was really good.
This was your, I think, 4th game in 10 days, 3 on the road. What does it say about the resiliency of your team to win all 3 of the road, win all 4, but win all 3 on the road?
Well, it says a lot, you know, about our maturity and about our professionalism. You know, it takes a lot to go on the road and win. You got to put it all together. You got to travel. You know, you deal with travel issues and put it all behind you. And just focus on the game plan and execute the game plan. That's what we've done.
And speaking of which, the last 2 games, you faced teams coming off a significant break, a week-long break. And it at least appeared in the first half you guys were maybe a little fatigued because of maybe the grind, but then you just kept going. You know, didn't let up.
I really would try to use my bench in that first half because of that very reason. It was a fast pace, and they're so quick. And I just really try to keep fresh bodies out there as best I could. Because I thought last year I stayed a little bit too long with some of my guys, and you know, was yelling at them to get back, and they were gassed. So I think in that situation you got to be realistic and just get fresh bodies in there.
It's a bit of a luxury to have. You got 9 guys, you go to them all. And they've all contributed during this run here. To just know that someone's not doing it, you put in someone else are, and chances they're going to do it.
Yeah, I think the most important thing, Rick, is you can go to somebody who you know is not going to make a mistake. Might miss a shot, but he's not going to make a mistake. We don't have mistake makers. And if you have that, you have a chance to win every time you take the field.
These last 2 losses may put Indiana's NCAA situation a little bit of jeopardy. Do you see an NCAA team?
I do. I really like this team. I've watched them a lot, as you can imagine, And I think they've got so many pieces that I really like. You know, they miss Hartman. You know, he makes a difference. I really like his game. It gives him another big guy that can score, another shooter. You know, I think Tom's done a really good job with this team, and I wouldn't count him out, I can tell you that.
How much is your one game at a time mantra help during the stretch? Because your players are all buying into it. You coach that way.
That's the only way to do it. You know, I've never done it any other way. You know, you hope you always have a team that understands that. And now we're getting ready for Northwestern.
Now do I have to check with Joe Gennardi, see if he can determine? You feel pretty good about that?
I guess it's a bit of a check with him.
Hmm?
Check with him anyway.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, I just, all I'm worried about right now is Northwestern. I'm not worried about NCAA tournament bids and this and bubble and all that nonsense. I'll let you guys talk about it. We'll just keep trying to do what we have to do to be the best team we can be and put ourselves in the best position we can be in.
Is this the true definition of a team? You have,
Yeah, I mean, I've
different
got a
guy-
lot of teams over the years, and this team is together. They're incredibly unselfish. They truly love one another. And there's no better feeling as a coach when you have a team like that.
Just a couple more.
How do you deal with Seniors Day? I mean, there's a lot
Be a lot of
going
emotion.
on.
Be a lot of emotion. You know, Gabe's family will be here for the first time to see him play. That will be emotional, especially in light of the fact that he lost his father not so long ago. You know, I got recruits that first year, but, you know, Josh was the first guy that was a marquee Iowa kid to say yes. You know, that means a lot to me. I still remember where I was when he told me he was coming. You know, and Aaron White, go down as one of the all-time greats. I don't know where he's going to end up. He could be second, right? Second or third. You think of the guys on that list, the names on that list. Pretty amazing.
Fran, last year you lost 7 out of 8 to finish the season. 5th victory in a row. What's been the difference in this push?
Well, I think, you know, we went through that, and I think we understood, or I should say we understand what you have to do to guard against it. You know, there's nobody panicking. There's nobody feeling pressure. They're just playing basketball to the best of their ability. If they make a mistake, it doesn't turn into multiple mistakes. And I think that's the biggest thing. One missed shot doesn't turn into 5 missed shots. One turnover doesn't turn into 5 turnovers. That's the important thing.
Some of that seems to be on defense, where there's trust, there's toughness. That doesn't matter how long the possession is, we continue to fight and play.
I think that's true, and you know, if you're going to be a good team this time of year, you better do exactly what you just said.
Good.
Thank you.